First time a government official looked me in the eye and said these words, actually we had an internal meeting about Kukujiao. And we all agreed that the joke about Kukujiao should be allowed to stand. So rare to find funny Singaporeans, right? Like finding a funny Singaporean is like finding a non-corrupt Malaysian politician, you know? It's like an episode of Ripley's Believe It or Not, right? Right? Why don't we have more funny Singaporeans? And I'll tell you why. I think it's because when we were growing up as kids, we were never encouraged to be funny. Right? Think about it. If you were a funny child, what will your mother tell you? Okay, trying to be funny, is it? Stop it, Very funny, Last summer, very funny, right? When your brother falls down, you laugh. By the way, very funny. Come, I threw you out the window, see what you laugh about, So laughter became like a traumatic experience for us in childhood, you know? And for me, it was especially true because I had this teacher in primary school and her name was Miss Lim Aber. Okay, now, Miss Lim Aber was a 90s typical Chinese teacher with big permed hair, sleeveless blouses with unshaven armpit, one mole right here. She was always frustrated and pissed off and she hated children. So what's the normal thing to do? Join MOE as a teacher, right? And what would happen is when Miss Lim would walk into the class, the biggest loser in the class was the class monitor will stand up and say, class stand, everybody will stand and greet the teacher like we're gonna die like that. Good morning, Miss Lim. My friend said, Rishi, it's so boring, let's spice things up. The next time we do this, I want you, after everybody has said good morning, Miss Lim, from the background, I want you to go, What a stupid day, right? Without a stupid 12-year-old, I said, you know what, I will do it. So I still remember that fateful Monday morning. Miss Lim walks in, yellow sleeveless blouse, right? And her armpit hair floating in the sea breeze, or the land breeze, I don't know, you figure it out, we were in Badokla, okay? She comes in, pissed off as hell, right? The class monitor, class stand, everybody, good morning, Miss Lim. From the back, I go, And all the 12-year-olds are going nuts now, but the teacher is pissed off. She's like, Rishi, who's that? Rishi, is it? Very funny, is it? Very funny, Very funny? Come to the front of the class and tell everybody what's so funny. And that became my first ever stand-up comedy show, guys. Stuff in the news, man. They said Singapore is one of the best zoos in the world. I said, how can it be, right? How can we have one of the best zoos? Best zoos in the world. I said, that doesn't make any sense. We don't really have any wildlife. We don't have any jungles. And then I realized, it's a zoo, right? Why does Singapore have one of the best zoos? It's because our nation specializes in exerting control over living things in captivity. But you know, something good has been happening recently. Local TV tried to get comedians to go on live television, right? They tried to get comedians on live TV, but of course, our censor board, the Media Development Authority, they lost their mind and they said, no, before you put these people on live TV, we want to meet them face to face. So for the first time in history, Singaporean comedians met the MDA staff in a meeting room. They sent their most senior Mr. Tan in the room and he comes, hello everybody, you're the comedians, right? We saw all your YouTube videos, haha, all of you very funny, very good, today we are here to talk to you about the things that you can and cannot, more importantly, cannot say on the live TV show later. Okay, so before I start, I want to ask you all have any questions? Any questions? Anybody ask me any questions? Okay, Mr. Tan, can we say shit on TV or not? Shit is out. Comedians, yeah, shit is out as it should be. Shit cannot be in, shit should be out. Yeah, that joke cannot. Passive-aggressive guys. So we said, Mr. Tan, can you tell us when we can and can't use the word shit on TV? You cannot use the word shit if you want to show anger or frustration or difficulty. You cannot. Give us an example. Example? Shit. Good example. When can we use shit? I'll give you an example when you can say shit on TV. I asked my friend to borrow me a sheet of paper. In fact, this fella put the idea of shit in our heads so much when we were recording the first episode. We were like, don't say shit, don't say shit, don't say shit, don't say shit. We were doing very well for about 15 minutes of the show until one comedian goes on live, free-to-air TV, 7:30 p.m., family-friendly slot and says, you know, my girlfriend has been giving me so much shit lately. And he realized what he said, and he looks at me with his microphone still on and he says, fuck lah, I just said shit on TV. True stories, okay? So when we came back in the meeting room, we were like, Mr. Tan, we are so sorry about the first episode. Mr. Tan, no problem. Huh? Why no problem? Channel 5, first episode, nobody watched one. So we are keen to learn because we don't want to get fired, right? And we are like, okay, what else can we say? Mr. Tan, can we talk about, can we say balls on TV or not? Balls is okay actually, balls can. Huh? Balls can? We didn't try and fool around. Hey, balls can, and kuku chow can or not? And for the first time, a government official looked me in the eye and said these words, actually we had an internal meeting about kuku chow. And we all agreed that the joke about kuku chow should be allowed to stand. This is getting ridiculous, man. So we say, oh my god, I'm not understanding this. Okay, okay, balls, okay, kuku chow, okay, she cannot. Okay, Mr. Tan, can we talk about politics on TV or not? Politics is a bit dodgy, yeah. Hello, Singapore. Of course politics is dodgy, right? But can we talk about it on TV or not? And by now, Mr. Tan is super pissed off, super frustrated. He goes, cannot. I said, why cannot? Cannot means cannot. And that was his explanation. And I got angry because I'm very passionate about this, right? I said, Mr. Tan, how can you just say cannot means cannot? Huh? That's why Singaporeans will never learn what is right or what is wrong. We just learn cannot means cannot. That's why when I was growing up in school, I said, teacher, can go toilet or not? Cannot. Why cannot? Cannot means cannot. Okay, now, shishi here, shishi there, shishi there, shishi there. That's why, Mr. Tan, when I was in the army, I said, Sergeant, can smoke here or not? Cannot. Why cannot? Cannot means cannot. Okay, now, smoke in bunk, smoke in toilet, now. Mr. Tan, I give you a better idea, okay? This should be the new tourism slogan of this country. Forget about uniquely Singapore, Singapore, my home, Singapore, your home, forget about all that. What we should do, we should put your face at Changi Airport. People come to Singapore for the first time, they see your face. Welcome to Singapore. Cannot means cannot. You look at me and say, oh, that joke can.